Each year, hundreds of Chicago public school students lose their lives as a result of drug, gun, and gang violence. Adverse environmental influences affect school attendance, academic achievement, and social interactions. There is a direct relationship between individuals involved in criminal activity and the lack of their participation in after-school activities. Student involvement in such activities is critical for the development of leadership qualities and the future success of each individual. Throw It Deep for Kids is an organization that is focused on the development of these vital skills and individual achievements, utilizing football as the incentive to keep athletes in school. The mission of Throw It Deep for Kids is to provide an opportunity for economically disadvantaged athletes to reach their full potential and create a better life for themselves and their families. Through the support of corporate sponsorships, Throw It Deep for Kids will be able to offer economically disadvantaged student athletes an opportunity to attend the Throw It Deep Football Academy. Founder Jeff Christensen and training instructor T.K. Elbrock have created and developed a unique training program focused on fundamental football techniques and the development of leadership and character qualities.
What we're attempting to do with Throw It Deep for Kids is to provide them this training that's going to allow them to be better at the game of football, but to also teach them these skills that are part of the male role model in the family, which is the mentoring, the teaching of leadership, of commitment, of sacrifice. All those things are on this classroom behind me. That's the football field.
The kind of person you are, paying attention, being accountable, being responsible. So all those key components filter back into the daily life. And the daily life aspect of it is, you know, football's an hour and 27 minutes a day, 2 hours and 10 minutes a day. So what are you doing the other 16 hours that you're awake?
They both try to teach the mentality of being a successful person. You know, the idea of you, how strong you need to be mentally in order to achieve. And obviously that's how sports always lead. A lot of athletes are successful in the business world for that reason. These guys are doing this for any other reason other than they love what they're teaching, and they've done a ton of it. They're giving kids the little things that a lot of people gloss over, and then the little things can help an average athlete become great and a great athlete become college level. This is something you can't get anywhere else. And it's not a big money making program. You know, they both have loved football for their whole lives, and obviously, you know, you just can't get this anywhere else right now.
The challenges facing student athletes in economically disadvantaged communities are directly related to their future success in society. The obstacles facing these young men make it difficult for them to be successful academically, and many fail to graduate from high school. Athletic coordinator for the Academy of Urban School Leadership, John Byrne, works with the lowest performing schools in the city of Chicago. His job is to integrate academics with athletics, utilizing football as the incentive.
Our job is to teach the kids how to succeed, how to perform, what the responsibilities are. And of course, nobody who's ever been in coaching accepts the notion that it all takes place on the athletic field. We know that it all begins in the classroom, and that what we teach the kids becomes the criterion, the parameters for those kids' performance in the classroom. Kids who are engaged in extracurricular activities tend to spend more time in school, tend to learn better, tend to perform better in the classroom, tend to have fewer behavioral problems, fewer attendance problems, and certainly from where I sit, that's especially true in athletics. Although our kids may often seem like they're on the outside looking in, what we've learned is that when we give them the opportunity to experience it, they are more than willing and ready to take advantage of that opportunity. I think a great example was last Saturday when you guys came to us. We had almost 50 of our students there from across the city, from our 4 high schools, and they responded in the most positive fashion imaginable to you, to the coaching that you gave them. There was not a lot of trash talking, there wasn't any back talking. You asked them to do things, they did it. They were quick to respond to the drills, they understood what you were trying to explain to them. They participated fully, and they learned, in a very short period of time, they learned an awful lot.
Participants are also required to complete hours of community service, not only with the youth in their communities, but also mentoring students with special needs.
A lot of them are being raised by grandmothers, aunts, uncles. For the majority of them, there is not a father in the household, and has never been a father in the household. And you know, we have kids whose mothers and grandmothers and aunts are totally committed to their well-being and their success, and are prepared to do almost anything that's humanly possible to help their children.
Military veterans play a vital role in the success of the Academy. The veterans are responsible for acquiring the athletes' grades, conduct, and community service hours on a monthly basis. In addition, they act as mentors, working closely with each of their teammates to address any social issues they may be experiencing. The military veterans, as well as suburban athletes involved with the program, will serve as tutors for the inner-city students. The mixed culture interaction will benefit all the participants.
You become that father figure for that child. You know, you're the one that's asking him every day how his grades are. Is your work turned in? Why are you late for school? You know, and that's a bigger part of your coaching than it is X's and O's, or teaching somebody how to get off the line of scrimmage, or get down in a three-point stance, or take the ball on a handoff, or which hole to hit, or where the A gap is, or anything else. That child becomes dependent upon you to give them the guidance and leadership in their life.
The athletes that are affected by the Throw It Deep Academy program can also influence others within their community.
By helping every single individual that we help, we hope that through the community service and through the fact that they're going to hopefully get a college education and have a better life than their family has had, that it's going to have a domino effect, that they're going to help their families, they're going to help their friends, and they're going to help their community.
These children are going to grow into responsible adults and make a huge contribution to our society. And I don't see there being any other way to do this other than through these kinds of organizations that come along and provide all these supplemental and support mechanisms that are now lacking. As much as we would like to think that public education is being underwritten by the public, the fact of the matter is that organizations like Throw It Deep and Throw It Deep for Kids become critical to our children having even basic opportunities to succeed. You know, they can choose down the road which way they want to go and the path that they want to seek. But if we don't give them at least the basic opportunity to succeed, to taste it, to understand what it's like, to achieve things, we're depriving a whole generation of kids that we would just assume, you know, think don't exist or exist in such a minority that they have very little value. And that's why organizations such as yours become so critically important, because you are becoming the stopgap for the things that as a society we're not prepared to do anymore.
Corporate sponsors and donations will allow us to impact more individuals.